validation, if I say the process validation, so this process word itself indicates there are different type of process involved in the pharmaceutical industry. If I say the coating unit, they have a different process, manufacturing unit have a different process. So this is specifically designed, or this validation is specifically defined as the collection and evaluation of data from process design, like from the thing like where you're going to start that process design stage through a commercial production. So it includes the whole process design, that the process designing from the in the beginning stage and to the commercial production. So it means, as I am saying, I'm going to produce, or I'm going to go for production of some sort of gastrointestinal or GI retentive tablet. So initially I have to take a pilot batch, and then only I can move for the larger one, and then I'll go for the commercial production, right? So process design means what? You have to design this process, that it should be initially a lab scale or pilot scale process, then it comes to the more quantity base, and then ultimately it goes to the higher part, right? So this is what the process design. So it is starting with the pilot batch and it's ending with the commercial production. So the commercial production is at very high level, right? So this collection and evaluation of data from the pilot batch, or we can say from the process design stage to the commercial production, okay, which establishes scientific evidences. Scientific evidences means what? Whatever reports are generating after the process, these are nothing but the scientific evidences, right? That a process is capable of consistently delivering quality product. So whatever process you are validating, it will give a consistent quality product. So it would it's not be like that key in the pilot batch or in the beginning batch the samples or GI retentive tablet was very good, and in the further batches the quality get changed. It may happen. So that's why we need in process check, okay, and that is the reason we need to design a process. That process should be validated, so it should give a quality product till the end. So then only at the commercial level we will get a quality product. Fine. Then what are the activities generally occurs associate the life cycle of product and process? So the stage one is the process design. So ultimately the first step is the process design, that whatever you are planning or whatever will be your product, so you have to decide or design the process likewise. Then the second, process qualification. Whatever process you have designed, it should qualify the things. It should qualify the all four qualifications. We had discussed this qualifications earlier. Can anybody tell me the qualifications, the four qualifications?
Ma'am, design qualification, instructional qualification, performance qualification, and design, instructional, performance. Third, fourth.
Yes, Karishma.
Operational qualification.
Right. The one is operational qualification, and then the last is performance qualification, right? So first starts with the design qualification, then in installation, then operation, and then the performance, right? So process qualification include these all four, starting from the design qualification, then the operational qualification, then the operational one, so we can say the installation one, operational one, and the performance one. And the last is the stage 3, that is continued process verification. So whatever the process going on, you are verifying each and every stage. So that is the stage 3. And this is actually going on in the industry, even on a document or process file. So every time you need to check that you need to verify the product. Is it the same one as that of the first sample, or as that of the first one, right? So this is the process validation. Now in case of process validation, the first one is the process design. So what do you mean by process design? So this is a process, commercial process designed during the stage based on a knowledge gained through development and scale up activities. So this process design means what? When you are shifting or when you are starting with the commercial product, like you had already done with the pilot batch, okay, now you have a database with you, whatever will be the requirement, like if you had calculated it for 100 to 1000 tablets, now you have to prepare batch of crores, right? Crores of tablets. So that time, this is the commercial process, okay. जो that pilot batch you had prepared, it might be for the just to qualify the process or just for the quality control parameters and everything, right? So in that case, this process design here, it's defined during the stage based on the knowledge gained through the development phase. Means what? The pilot study that you had carried out, right? Scale up activities when you had planned, this is the pilot batch, this is the requirement for the pilot batch. Now if you are shifting for the commercial batch, what would be your requirements? Definitely the quantity would be more, the requirement of equipments would be more. You have to shift to the higher instruments or somewhere, the equipments which is having a more space, or that can go for the more quantity purpose, right? So this is ultimately that process design is based on that whatever knowledge you gain during the developmental phase and in the scale up activities. Understood? Right? In the beginning part. Then process qualification. The process design is evaluated. Whatever process you are designing, it is evaluated to determine if the process is capable of reproducible commercial manufacturing, right? It happens so many times when we carry out the synthesis or in the process or even emulsion preparation at laboratory scale, it happens very easily. But when we go for the more concentration or at a huge scale, it will not be the same one. Now why it happens, or sometimes even I used to work on the nanoparticles in the laboratory. So what we used to see in laboratory scale at very small concentration, we get a very good result, that 76 nanometers, 50 nanometers. But unfortunately, when I like go for the like more concentration or more quantity of nanoparticles, so that time the results are very different. Although I have followed the same steps as I had like followed for the smaller concentration or the pilot batch. So that's why we need to check, we need to qualify this when you are increasing the concentration, right? So that time it should be reproducible commercial manufacturing. So it's not like that as you had started with the batch and in between you came to know this is not actually acceptable. So that time what will happen, you had invested money there, so it may give a major loss to company. Okay, and that's why this process qualification played a very important role. क्योंकि बीच में हम ये नहीं बोल सकते that this process is not acceptable. When your industry like when your industry person, production people and manufacturing person had spent more of the time on it, right? Being a validation person, being a quality assurance person, you need to assure them this process is the one which will give what you want exactly, right? And it will give a reproducible result. Okay, so this is what the process qualification. Okay, then the next is continued process verification. That continued, that word itself said that it is in process. As the process going on, that ongoing assurance is gained during routine production that the process remain in a state of control, right? So this is what the ongoing assurance, we can say the in-process quality assurance person, right? So that in-process quality assurance person generally monitor that the process are verified or not, are they are giving, or they are in a state of control or not. So this is the continued process verification. Understood? So this process validation is linked to these three major things. The first one is the process design, right? Then the process qualification. Qualification means it is what it is giving same results or not, reproducible, same results are there or not. And the third, it is possible only if we do the ongoing verification, and that gives assurance that the process is the what we can say the acceptable one and the quality one. Because it's very it's a simple example. You just prepare tea one time, right? And I try to prepare tea again on us after half an hour, but you have taken the same ingredients, you have taken the same, that water, salt, that water, sugar, then tea powder and milk. These are the basic ingredients. Then the remaining we add ginger or sometimes different things like cardamom and all. But although the ingredients are the same, what we can say, the process is slightly same, you are hitting the same, right? But every time the test of tea is different, right? And why that so many tea stalls are like coming to the market nowadays, that the different tea types, like so many tea shops are opening nowadays, right? So why they are claiming we will give a quality product or we will give a same test, right? So this is what the validation required, somewhere validation. This is the simple example I have given, the tea. But when I am dealing with the drug, life-saving drugs, right? When I'm talking about the novel drug delivery system, which requires liposomes or which required so like costly polymers are required there, right? So that time, if we will not follow this process or we will not follow this validated process, then ultimately the loss will be very high, right? And that is the reason before going for the commercial batches, we need to confirm that the pilot batch is the same, and even if we will go for the commercial batch, it would be the same one, right? So a simple example for the tea, again, when you go for the tea preparation for a 4 people, you're not worry about the milk content and the sugar is in powdered form or crystal form. But definitely when you are working at a commercial scale, where the requirement is very high, where your customer is required the tea very fast, so that time definitely you're not going to use the crystal form of sugar. You will convert it into the powder form, right? For a faster solubility purpose, right? So this is what the commercial aspect. Somewhere in case of our industry, our tablet production as well. So we need to shift to the different forms of raw material. Okay. So this is again, the so many intermediate steps are there that we will see individually when we will see tablet and capsule. So this is the main things associated with the process validation, right? Process design, process qualification, and continue process verification. Okay. Then as I have told you, for tablet, what are the process design? What are the steps involved in the process design? So as it starts with the weighing actives and excipients. So weighing active pharmaceutical ingredient and excipient. So up till now, it might be possible to design or how to weigh in a quantity. Then even in the case of this, is it in the form of excipient or is it in the form of liquid, right? Then pre-blend the powders. Initially, that pre-blending is required. And during this pre-blending, if some sort of interaction is there between the drug and excipient, so ultimately it will affect the next step, right? So if you are aware with the benzoic acid, so most of the benzoic acid derivatives are used as a, anybody? Okay, which type of preservatives are added to the tablets? Is it in the ratio? Any examples or any excipients? Which type of diluents? Any example of diluent?
Lactose.
Lactose binder.
Gelatin.
Okay, so we can say different chemicals, excipients are also chemicals, and if in the pre-blend, if some sort of interaction is there, so ultimately it will affect the product. So we need to check the pre-blends, right? So we need to design a process which will check the pre-blend. Usko industry mein drug या drug excipient interaction कहते हैं, ठीक है? So generally they carry out the drug excipient interaction in a pre-formulation study, right? And then only they'll confirm this particular excipient for the commercial production. Then granulate blend, that whatever blend you have granulated or convert into the granulation form. Generally in your B pharmacy, or when you go for preparation, we used to prepare lactose granules first and then we used to add a API. This is actually a process, and industry it is again different, because it might be possible that during the granulation, because you are preparing the granule, what would be the next step? You have to dry that granule first, right? And then you will go for the next step. So during drying, it may affect the API, right? And that is the reason we need to know, is that API is thermolabile or thermosensitive, right? So then only we can go for that particular step. So the granulate blend, we need to check either the addition of liquid is there. Then dry granulation, where you have to just mix the things. Direct compression जिसको हम कहते हैं, there are 3 type of compression, right? कौन से 3 है? Which type of 3 type of compression for tablet? Yes, just recall your Sutex which you had already gone through in your B Pharmacy final year? Nobody? Okay, at least two major type of things.
Ma'am, one is slugging
Slugging, okay.
and other is direct, and one more is there.
The one is direct, right? Where you have to simply mix the things and just compress, and the one is weighed compression, जो हमको होता है weighing, जो है like जो weighted है, that the liquefied, when you are taking a granules जिसमें liquid लिया था, right? So they're different. The two major types of compression, that the one is direct compression, the another one is the weight compression, right? So here again, size granulation, as Shubham said, you used to transfer it to the different sieves, right? So here again, at a larger scale, you need to check the size granulation. Then once you are done with this, you will separate out the required granules of similar size, and then you will prepare a blend mix, right? And again, when you are preparing a blend mix with a lubricant or glidant, it should be in the range. You had gone through the angle of repose somewhere, right? In your pharmaceutics. So that angle of repose is very important, because just to check the connection between the die and the hopper, right? So which type of the particular thing will be created in a die, and how it goes to the die, right? And that's why the role of lubricant and glidant magnesium stearate is most of the time used there. So that is very important. So this is again the process design, which one is suitable for the sieve. The next step is the compression of tablets. So when the compression is occurring, so that the lower punch and the upper punch is there, right? So generally, most of the time, the lower punch goes more higher, and then upper punch is there, right? So this type of compression will occur. Once it's done, that lower punch push the tablet towards the upward side, and then again it is collected. And once done with the compression, then we go for the film coating tablets. Okay, then it goes to the coating machine, and then ultimately seal, package, and label. So these are the process validation steps in the tablet manufacturing. These are the basic process validation steps in the tablet manufacturing. So you can see this individually, it is a process. If I say individually, it is a process. So even it's weighed active. So these all are the process designs for the tablet. Understood? Okay. Now moving for the next, that process validation, that processing steps, and in process variables, because we had seen in process validation, process design, right? Process qualification, and the third is continued process verification. So where the continued process verification is concerned, what parameters we need to check, which parameters we need to confirm. So in the beginning, when the pre-blending of powders is there, the speed of the blender is very important, right? If I'm going for the blend granulation, again the speed is very important. So these are the process parameters that they need to verify, that speed of the rotor, speed of the mixer. Then granulation drying, ultimately the temperature is need to be proper. Like if you are increasing it more than 80 degrees Celsius, so the granules पूरा dry हो जाएंगे, ठीक है? अगर बहुत dry हो गए तो वो granules form में नहीं रहेंगे, again it get dispersed to the amorphous phase, right? So the optimum temperature is required for drying the granules, that 40 or 60 is required. Then again, this is the process variable. अगर यहाँ variation हुआ तो your product will affect. So this is the granulation drying. Then again, sizing granulation. Sizing granules means what? When you are transferring the things to the hopper, you need to take some fine granules, some larger granules, and some are very fine. Why this blend is required? If you can recall, you can just recall the things. When you had added the things to the hopper, you used to add some fine granules as well, and some large granules. If only large granules will be there, then what will happen? And if very small will be there, then what will happen? Just think like a scientist. You have to prepare crores of batch, okay? और पहले ही सोचना पड़ेगा, नहीं तो जब जो करोड़ अमाउंट जो इन्वेस्ट हो जाएगा वो वेस्ट ही हो जाएगा. So why there is need? Why the combination is required? Yes, anybody?
Ma'am,
Yes.
to maintain the proper flow of the granules to the hopper, so we can get the uniform weight tablet, and
Right.
the content of API is uniform
Right.
by proper ratio.
Okay. Akshay, yes, what will happen if we will go for a very fine granules or very fine powder? What will happen?
Binding prop
क्या हो सकता है? अगर बहुत फाइन पाउडर है और हॉपर से जा रहा है तो क्या होता? हॉपर पे स्टिक हो जाएगा, ठीक है? इफ इट इज वेरी फाइन देन इट विल स्टिक टू द हॉपर, राइट? एंड दैट्स व्हाई सम, अगर इट इज अ मिक्सचर सो इट गेट इजीली लाइक जो नीचे फ्लो हो जाएगा, राइट? सो दिस इज द रिक्वायरमेंट व्हाई इट रिक्वायर्स अ मिक्सचर, व्हाई नॉट अ फाइन पाउडर ओनली? So this is the process design. While designing the things, we need to take this in consideration. It should be a mixture. It should not be a very fine or should not be a बहुत बड़े बड़े है तो what will happen? सीधा जाके हॉपर का जो ओपनिंग है उसी को ब्लॉक कर देंगे at a time जाएंगे, right? It's the flow should be consistent. That's why you are studying this angle of repose. बराबर है? नहीं तो ये छोटे छोटे पैरामीटर्स हमने क्यों पढ़े होते? So this is very important, that loading of the things, sizing granules, right? The load, that is important. So this is again the in process things. Then comes to the blending. Here again the speed and the load. If the contents are very high or बहुत ज़्यादा quantity में है, so that time load is very high and blending का जो speed है वो effective नहीं रहेगा. It should be a proper one. Then only it will happen smoothly. Then the last is template compression. So what is the speed of that dyeing, और जहाँ पे dyes है, what should be the speed of that rotor? Okay, if it is very high then what will happen? कोई भी dye में sufficient amount of powder नहीं जाएगा. If it is very slow then again the बहुत ज़्यादा quantity में जाएगा. So it should be a constant, right, and uniform. Then only each and every dye will take a similar quantity of the content, API as well as excipient. Okay, so this is the in process variable. If it changes, ultimately your product will going to get affected. Fine. So this is the in process or in process variable. If anything happen in this situation, so that time, and the ultimate is the addition of lubricant is required just to transfer the material from the hopper to the dye. And if anything get affected, it will affect the content uniformity, disintegration and dissolution. Okay, अगर content, अगर कोई भी कांस्टेंट या एपीआई या फ्लो कम ज्यादा होता है तो क्वांटिटी अफेक्ट करेगी एपीआई एक्सिपिएंट की, दैट इज कंटेंट यूनिफॉर्मिटी. डिसइंटीग्रेशन अफेक्ट होगा अल्टीमेटली इफ इट इज वेरी हाई, वेरी थिक, सो डिसइंटीग्रेट होने को टाइम ज्यादा लगेगा. डिसोल्यूशन, इफ डिसइंटीग्रेशन को टाइम ज्यादा लग रहा है तो अल्टीमेटली डिसोल्यूशन को टाइम ज्यादा लगेगा. सो दिस ऑल पैरामीटर्स आर डिपेंड ऑन दिस प्रोसेस वेरिएबल्स. अंडरस्टूड? सो दिस इज फॉर द process validation and processing steps and in process variables for tablets. Understood everybody? Okay, moving for the next, this is the validation mastered plan. So initially iske pehle jo dekha, that is the process validation, which parameters we need to check. So this is what the validation master plan. Initially we have to plan the things, that what would be the process flow, what would be the process, the control variables are there, measured responses for the same. So we will see this is again in detail when we go for the validation master plan. But these are some parameters I would like to highlight, that which parameters played a major role in the validation master plan. So as it starts with the process flow, control variable and measured responses. So that process flow include the addition of raw material excipient, sizing meal and sieve, then addition of raw material lubricant and disintegrants, blending, tableting with the high speed rotary machine. So these are the process in a flow, right? Then control variables, which variables you have to control in the process, during the process. So that standard monographs for the limit for a raw materials, right? So like if I am adding lactose, what is the limit? Utne hi limit mein wo add kar sakte. Sieve size or sieve type, amount of disintegrants and lubricants, load size, RPM, it's a revolution per minute, right? Blending time, compression speed and granule feed time. So these are the control variables. We need to control this variable. So we can say these are very important in case of process qualification, right? This is the process design. Then measured response, then confirmation of standard. We have to compare the things with the standard. So standard means when you are going for the continued process verification. So what you have designed some parameter ki isse match karna chahiye. If I'm saying the tablet is having 500 mg of tablet is there, so plus minus itna acceptable hai. Okay, so that confirmation with standard is required. Purity of active drug, granule size distribution, granule flow properties, blend uniformity, moisture content, weight variation, then disintegration time, dissolution time, friability, and hardness. So these are the measured responses that in process we have to check, and that we have to initially and plan for any of the tablet. Okay, so this is for the tablet. Now moving for the capsules, and ultimately the parameters will be different in case of capsule, right? Because here some sort of things will be different. So mixing is different, filtration is different, then filling is different, the cap and shell is there, then control variables are slightly different, and the measured responses are slightly different. Because capsule is a different form of, like, different solid dosage form, it is having a different type of things. The filling is required, that the shell and cap is there, right? Body and cap is there for a capsule. If soft gelatin is there, then it is again different. So capsule wise, the parameters, control parameters will be different. Now for the suspension, again, when we are moving for the liquid dosage form, right? So this suspensions are the biphasic dosage form. So here again, the things are slightly different. That filtration played an important role here. Then filling is played an important role. As the liquid dosage is concerned, viscosity and clarity is very important in the formulation, right? So this all the process or in process parameters are very important in case of suspension. So this a few things are quite similar, definitely, as the products are there. Few things are similar, but few variations would be definitely there, right? So this is for the validation master plan for suspension. Here you can see majorly mixing time, RPM, temperature, and final volume played a very important role. Okay, iske pehle kahin final volume nahi aaya, but when it comes to the suspension, final volume is very important. Mesh size, filter integrity, right? What is the integrity of that filter? What is the pore size of that filter is very important. Then filling machine equipment that the machine is using for filling that particular what we can say that the containers, the filling speed, right? Then the clarity and viscosity, that responses we have to check. Then the volume ultimately. So these are the validation master plan for the powder for suspension. Okay. So this is the process validation. We can say the different parameters. मैंने तीनों एग्जांपल दिए आपको कि तीनों डोजेज फॉर्म के लिए कौन से डिफरेंट प्रोसेस डिजाइन हो सकते हैं, कौन से प्रोसेस क्वालिफिकेशन हो सकते हैं, और कौन से इन प्रोसेस कंट्रोल पैरामीटर्स हो सकते हैं. ठीक है. Now the different types of validation, even we discuss in our first or second lecture as well, there are three major types of validation. The first one is the prospective validation, then concurrent validation, and the retrospective validation. Now the first one is the prospective. The word itself said prospective. It stands for something next, future, right? The coming batches, new formula. So the validation that has been made before an entry of a new product or employing a new formula or process, and also is being carried out if there is a change in manufacturing process. So prospective means what? If you have a new formula, new product, new process, right? That time you are planning for the prospective validation, or else if anything is changed in the manufacturing process, right? So that comes to the prospective validation. And if you are doing the same, but the process is different, right? The contents are same, but the process is different. That time also we can call this as a prospective validation. Understood? So this you are planning for the new product, new batches, when the new formula comes, when the new manufacturing process comes, fine? Then the next is concurrent. Concurrent means the going on, right? The validation that has to be carried out for the existing product. So the products are already there in the industry, that so many batches initially they have taken for the things. So that is what existing product that is taken from manufacturing line in a batch wise manner. So when you are doing it for the concurrent batches, right? So when you are preparing it for the concurrent batches, so this is what the concurrent validation. So if I said we had done with the first batch, then the next batch, then the next batch, right? So that is concurrent validation. So this validation has to be carried out for existing products, that is taken from manufacturing line in a batch-wise manner, extensive testing during the validation that may verify quality attributes. Okay, so this is the concurrent validation. Then the next one is retrospective validation. So this retrospective validation means what? It's acceptable only when well-established process, where critical process parameters are able to identify, documented, which reduces the excessive process failure leading to operational error and equipment error. So this retrospective validation means what? Which you are like, you had already some data with you, right? It is an existing, that is retrospective from the previous batches. So from the 40 batches data, I can separate out the data, and we can say we can isolate it, and then we can plan the next process. So this is acceptable only when there is a well-established process initially. Okay, jahan pe critical process parameters are able to identify, that CPP, critical process parameters, we had discussed earlier, right? So that CPP, what is CPP?
Critical process.
Which parameters?
Hmm.
We had discussed in our previous lecture.
CPP. And the parameters which.
Chemical,
Yes.
biological properties of drug.
Yes. Can you repeat?
Physical property, biological property, and chemical property of drug.
Right. CPP stands for the major physico-chemical property and biological properties of the drug or that particular formulation. So it should be identified and documented. वो already identify कर ली है. Physico-chemical properties हमको पता है, biological properties हमको पता है, which reduces the excessive process failure. जिससे क्या होगा कि जो next हम plan करें वो process failure कम हो जाएगा, and that leading to the operational error and equipment error. जिसके वजह से operational error और equipment error कम हो जाए. Understood? So that is retrospective validation. So generally retrospective validation की पहले की 40,000 batches वगैरह को analyze किया जाता है, उसके बाद हम लोग plan करते हैं. उससे दो चीजें बचती है, एक तो तुम्हारा initial planning से आपको काम नहीं करना है, pilot batch के लिए ज्यादा काम नहीं करना पड़ता है, और known data हम लोग लेके उसको आगे कर सकते हैं. ठीक है? So now you can see the comparative thing between prospective, concurrent and retrospective. For prospective, that 3 consecutive successive validation batches are taken. That is commercial batch size are required for this. This is carried out for a new product and it is simultaneously released, right? Concurrent, it's again 3 consecutive successful validation batches. Commercial batch size are required. Existing product, right? And release batch by batch. That is batch formula record हम जो बोलते हैं, it is for batch by batch. And retrospective is selection of batches depends upon the requirement. So as I know कि paracetamol is required in the market right now, so I won't go for the prospective concurrent. I'll go for the retrospective because I know the physicochemical parameters of paracetamol and I know the biological parameters of the paracetamol. So this is again we can perform for the finished product and batches from the production line. That line we had like जो already production line थी वही. ठीक है? So this is the prospective that we are planning for new product, concurrent for the existing product, and retrospective that we can plan for the finished product, right? So this is the prospective, concurrent and retrospective. इसके अलावा भी होता है, that is pre-validation. Okay, so that we will see in next lecture. That is pre-validation, we generally plan before everything. Now here in today's lecture, the conclusion is based on the last 3 lectures that where regulatory authorities are working on strategies to reduce the cost of process validation and incorporate validation consideration during the product design and development. So if we consider validation parameters, then definitely the cost of preparation would be less in future. Then in new technologies under development for 100% analysis of drug products and other innovations in pharmaceutical industry may also have a significant effect on validation and a basic regulatory authority acceptance. So if we apply the new technologies for the drug products, so ultimately it should satisfy the regulatory authority acceptances. And the future of the process validation is of great interest, especially with the worldwide expansion of pharmaceutical manufacturing for harmonizing into the international standards and requirements. So to satisfy the international standards, which guidelines we have to follow?
ICH guideline.
Right. So the ICH guidelines we need to follow to satisfy the requirements worldwide, right? So this is what all of our today's lecture, where we have seen the process validation, right? And from next lecture, we will see in detail about